Hello, Instagram. Hello, everyone else over there. Good morning. It's Mark Wilkinson here. I do like to jump on a Wednesday morning as well in the week and just do a bit of well done Wednesday. I've got this great story that I just read. I've read it before, but it just gets me. It just gives me a lot of positivity. It's from Chicken Soup for the Soul. It's a very short little story, but it's called Abraham Lincoln Didn't Quit. Okay, you can see that there. Abraham Lincoln didn't quit. Um, if you're feeling in any way, shape, or form a little bit down at the moment, or like times are tough, or I could just do without this, I'm struggling, or whatever it is, listen to this. Abraham Lincoln didn't quit. Okay, if you know anything about history, Abraham Lincoln was the US president who abolished slavery and, of course, lost his life because of it. But ultimately, he just didn't quit. This timeline runs from 1816 to 1860. So what's that? 44 years. So over 44 years, Abraham Lincoln, this is his life. It's just in a timeline. You just need to hear this. It's in Chicken Soup for the Soul. You can read it for yourself, but it's absolutely fabulous. He's the greatest example of persistence. If you want to learn about somebody who didn't quit, look no further. Look no further than Abraham Lincoln. Born into poverty, he was faced with defeat so many times throughout his life. He lost 8 elections. He twice failed in business and suffered a nervous breakdown. He could have quit many times, but he didn't. And because he didn't, he became one of the greatest presidents in the history of the country. Now, I think that's pretty amazing when you think about it. I've got a little problem here with LinkedIn. What's going on there? Sorry, excuse me. Okay, just trying to get streaming on LinkedIn as well. Oh, yes, looks like we might have connected. Anyway, Abraham Lincoln didn't quit. Listen to this timeline. 1816, his family was forced out of their home, so he was a young lad, and he had to start to work to support them. 1818, his mother died. Okay. 1831, he failed in business. 1832, he ran for the state legislature and lost. 1832, he also lost his job, wanted to go to law school, but they wouldn't let him in. 1833, he borrowed some money from a friend to begin a business, and by the end of the year, he was bankrupt. He spent the next 17 years of his life trying to pay it off, paying off that debt. 1834, he ran for state legislature, and he won. In 1835, he was engaged to be married, but his sweetheart died, and he had a broken heart followed by a nervous breakdown and was in bed for 6 months in 1836. In 1838, he sought to become a speaker of the state legislature, and he lost. And 1840, he sought to become an elector, and he lost again. 1843, he ran for Congress, and he lost again. I mean, it's just a catalogue, isn't it, of like defeats and errors. It's very sad in many ways. 1843, ran for Congress, lost. 1846, ran for Congress again. This time he won. He went to Washington and he did a good job. 1848, he ran for re-election to Congress, lost. 1849, sought the job of land officer in his home state and was rejected. 1854, he ran for the Senate of the United States. He lost again. 1856, he sought the vice president nomination at his party's national convention. He got less than 100 votes. That's in 1856. 1858, he ran for the US Senate again, and again he lost. But by 1860, he was elected the president of the United States. Over a 44-year period, that is a catalogue of defeat, and yet he never gave up. He just kept getting up and going again and kept getting up and going again. He lost money in business. He lost in relationships. He lost in so many different ways. And yet he just got up, dusted himself off and went again and again and again. The path was worn and slippery. This is Abraham Lincoln. The path was worn and slippery. My foot slipped from under me, knocking the other out of the way. But I recovered and said to myself, it's a slip and not a fall. It's really interesting at the end of the day. We can all make mistakes. Things can all go what we might think are bad for a while. And yet over a 44-year period, Abraham Lincoln did not quit. And he became the president of the United States and managed to abolish slavery in the States. I mean, what a story. I'm not going to go through that whole timeline again, but watch this video back if you want to and just understand that he did not give up. He dusted himself off every single time. Another little story here as well. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to fail. It's okay. It's not a problem. You failed many times, although you may not remember. Yeah. You fell down the first time you tried to walk. You almost drowned the first time you tried to swim, didn't you? Yeah. Just think about all these things. Did you hit the ball the first time you swung a bat? Obviously not. Did you score a goal the first time you went onto the football field? Probably not. Heavy hitters, the one who hits the most home runs, also strike out a lot. R.H. Macy, this is obviously an American book, so Macy's the large store in America. R.H. Macy failed 7 times before his store in New York finally caught on. Yeah, I mean, so there was 6 more versions, or 7 versions of Macy's before. Morning, Joshua. Thanks for the message. R.H. Macy failed 7 times before his store in New York caught on. English novelist John Creasy got 753 rejection slips before he published 564 books. Yeah, 753 rejection slips before publishing 564 books. I've got 1 book. I need to do some more work. Babe Ruth, famous baseball player, struck out 1,330 times. But he also hit 714 home runs, and everyone remembers him for the 714 home runs. Don't worry about failure. Yeah, don't worry about missing the target for a while. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Get out there and crack on. Let's get on with it. The bit you need to worry about, if you're going to worry about anything, is worry about the chances you miss when you don't even try. One of my mentors, Kevin Green, talks a lot about his rocking chair moment. When he's older and he's sitting on his rocking chair and he's thinking to himself, was that a good journey? Did I do well? Was it a good life? At the end of the day, that's what you got to think about. You got to think about, for me, 10, 12, 30 years ahead. 30 years ahead. Morning, Facebook user. How you doing? All good, I hope. It doesn't come up on my screen unless you put your name. Unless you go to streamyard.com/Facebook and then I can see your name once you've clicked through a couple of times. Never give in. Never, ever, ever give in. Never give up. And don't worry about what other people are saying. Don't worry about what the neighbours are saying. The neighbours are always moving. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Let's just focus on what's going to be really important to you and how you're going to get it done. That's what it's about. This is a great time, actually, for reflection. December, going into Christmas. Take some time out. Start to reflect a little bit on exactly what it is that you are looking to achieve in this world. Morning. Gav. How you doing, Gav? And I've got some more Facebook users joining. Thanks very much for the messages. Do watch this video back if you've only just joined. It's about Abraham Lincoln and the fact he never quit over a 44-year period. He went through so many changes, so many ups, so many downs. He lost the election after election after election, and finally ended up, by the time he was in his about 60. Good morning, Ray. How you doing, mate? By the time he was about 60, he became president of the United States. It was about never giving up, never being defeated. Too many times I see people that get older and they feel defeated and they won't try. They would just say, it's too late for me. No, absolutely not. It's never too late. Start now and make something positive happen. It's so important. Don't worry about failure. Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you can always dust yourself off and go again. All right. So the bottom line is, it's a great time to reflect now. Start to think about your purpose, your vision, your goals. What are you going to achieve in 2021? 2020 has not been the year that we expected, but it's a year to be grateful for what you've got. 2021, we can start to think more about our ambitions and bouncing back. So it's going to be a better year, I'm sure. But listen, guys, good morning to you all. I want you to have a wonderful Wednesday. Morning, Martin. Great to have you here. Do watch the video back if you're only just joining, because there's a couple of really good things from Chicken Soup for the Soul there about not quitting and don't worry about failing. It's okay. The bottom line is you can always dust yourself off and go again, and that's the important bit. Life Remixed is coming out in February. We're excited, of course. You can go to markwilkinsonofficial.com/shop and you can get the book there as well. But yeah, hey, it's coming out in February, so we're excited about that. If you want a signed copy, just pop on over to the website and grab one. But apart from that, guys, I want to say big love to you all. It's a wonderful morning. It's a great Wednesday. Let's get out there. Let's release some great energy into the day, and don't worry about failing. Go out and enjoy yourselves. Sounds easy, doesn't it? But it takes practice. But the bottom line is you can do it. Right. Okay. Lots of love. Have a great day. Catch up with you soon. Cheers, guys.